Keanu Reeves' name lands in the mind like a quiet wind brushing against a storm. For over 5 decades, he has navigated Hollywood with an unusual calm, as if untouched by the superficiality, greed, and ego that dominate the industry. Headlines often frame his life as a catalog of misfortune. But this is only half the truth. What makes him remarkable is not the tragedies he endured, but how he faced them, without bitterness, without spectacle, and without surrender. The world saw him become a philosopher warrior in The Matrix and a relentless avenger in John Wick, hailing him as a hero. Yet his real heroism is quieter, living without cruelty, remaining gentle when the world demands hardness, and still believing in goodness, even when life repeatedly proves it unreliable. Keanu embodies a rare kind of courage, the courage to stay soft in a hard world. The abandonment that shaped his childhood. Keanu was born in Beirut on September 2nd, 1964, his name meaning cool breeze over the mountains. His father, Samuel Nolan Reeves Jr., was a geologist of Chinese-Hawaiian descent, and his mother, Patricia Taylor, an English showgirl and costume designer. But this early promise dissolved when his father vanished when Keanu was 3. There was no farewell, no explanation, just absence. A brief encounter at 13 confirmed that the man who gave him life was now a stranger. This void wasn't only physical, it left Keanu without a blueprint for understanding fatherhood, masculinity, or permanence. Early life taught him that love could depart without warning and that the world could fail to keep its promises. This early exposure to instability planted the seeds of resilience, shaping a man who would later navigate immense grief with quiet dignity and an unwavering moral compass. A childhood of movement and instability. After his father's departure, Keanu's mother relocated her family across continents, never letting them settle long enough to feel rooted. They lived in Sydney, New York, and finally Toronto, but permanence eluded them. Patricia remarried 3 times, each stepfather a temporary presence, leaving Keanu to be raised mostly by grandparents and nannies. School became a battleground. Dyslexia made learning difficult, and repeated clashes with authority led to expulsion from Atkinson School of the Arts. Yet he found sanctuary on the ice rink. Playing hockey as a goalie, earning the nickname The Wall, he learned to withstand force, absorbing impacts to protect his team. These early experiences of impermanence and discipline shaped both his resilience and empathy, teaching him the quiet power of perseverance and selflessness, lessons that would later define not just his career, but the way he interacts with the world. Theater, escape becomes calling. If hockey taught him to endure, theater gave Keanu a way to breathe. Acting became a lifeline, an opportunity to step outside himself and momentarily escape chaos. On stage, he could inhabit other lives and sorrows, finding solace in transformation. This escape evolved into a pursuit, not for fame, but for survival. At 17, he dropped out of school and moved to Los Angeles with nothing but determination, odd jobs, and relentless auditions. Early rejections were harsh and frequent, each one a small emotional death. His first paycheck, $3,000 for Youngblood, echoed fate by casting him once again as a goalie. Theater had taught him resilience, acting and film would test it further. These formative years revealed an enduring truth. Survival often requires transformation, patience, and the willingness to endure discomfort to create something meaningful in a world indifferent to suffering. The first break, from comedy to action. Keanu's first major role, in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, 1986, could have been forgettable, but his earnest charm as Ted Theodore Logan captured hearts. The film's success, grossing $40 million, marked the beginning of recognition. Roles in Point Break and Speed elevated him into stardom, the latter earning $350 million worldwide. Yet with success came exhaustion. Stunts, training, and the pressures of Hollywood began to strain his body and mind. In an emotional moment after Speed, he whispered, "I was born tonight, a mix of relief, triumph, and fear." Fame offered him visibility and opportunity, but it came at the cost of personal peace. Despite the accolades, Keanu remained grounded, aware that wealth and recognition were burdens, not remedies. The climb to success illuminated both his determination and the fragility of human endurance, a lesson that would echo throughout his personal and professional life. River Phoenix, friendship, and loss. In 1989, Keanu met River Phoenix, forming an immediate bond. Both sensitive and spiritual, they resisted Hollywood's superficiality and sought understanding in each other. They shared motorcycles, philosophy, and a sense of alienation from the world around them. Keanu even rode 1,300 miles on his motorcycle to convince River to accept a role in My Own Private Idaho. Their friendship was deep and unbreakable until tragedy struck. On October 31st, 1993, River died from an overdose outside the Viper Room at 23. Keanu was filming Speed at the time. The grief was palpable, visible even to co-star Sandra Bullock. Depression followed, a sensation of drowning while standing still. Keanu's response to this loss revealed his extraordinary emotional depth. He grieved fully and authentically, allowing himself to feel, yet he continued forward, embodying a resilience rooted in love and loyalty rather than denial. Decade of care, devotion to family. Long before River's death, Keanu began another form of love, caregiving for his sister, Kim Reeves, diagnosed with leukemia in 1991. For a decade, he was her primary supporter, selling his home to move closer, preparing medications, cooking meals, and attending countless appointments. His devotion extended to financial sacrifices, including donating $31.5 million to leukemia research through a private foundation. Kim eventually went into remission, and through this process, Keanu learned that love can heal even amid relentless uncertainty. This period showcased the quiet heroism that defines him, consistent care without expectation of recognition. His approach to family, grounded in empathy and unwavering presence, reflects a fundamental principle of his life: the ability to give without performing, to sustain without seeking acknowledgement. Finding peace through work and compassion. Acting became a necessity, not an escape, a way to keep grief from consuming him entirely. Keanu continued to work not as distraction, but as survival. He learned that grief never ends, it transforms. In interviews, he has expressed that immortality lies not in fame or accolades, but in being remembered by those who love us. He does not seek clever philosophies about death. He embraces simplicity and truth. Through his work, generosity, and unassuming presence, Keanu embodies a lesson. Survival is not mere existence, but the conscious choice to live with dignity, kindness, and consistency, even when life repeatedly tests endurance and hope. A life defined by giving. Today, Keanu Reeves, at 60, exemplifies the paradox of being both a superstar and profoundly humble. Despite wealth estimated at $380 million, he lives modestly, avoids extravagance, and gives without expectation. He rides public transport, offers help to strangers, gifts motorcycles to stunt teams, and shares generously with those who work alongside him. His ventures, like Arch Motorcycle Company, highlight creativity, but it is his humanity that resonates. Keanu shows that true wealth is measured by the ability to ease another's burden. His life is a lesson in generosity, empathy, and humility. That being soft, attentive, and compassionate is a form of power few possess, and one that leaves a lasting impact beyond the screen. The ending. That isn't an ending. Keanu Reeves teaches that surviving is different from living, but survival can lead to life again. His story is not triumph over tragedy, as grief never truly ends, but a testament to enduring with dignity, kindness, and courage. He embodies the strength of gentleness, the quiet power of resilience, and the beauty of continuing to believe in goodness. His life invites us to hope, to honor loss without surrendering to it, and to recognize that courage can exist in softness. Keanu's journey reminds us that even in the hardest circumstances, living with compassion and humility is possible. Through his example, the world learns that second chances, quiet dignity, and the decision to remain gentle are among life's rarest and most meaningful victories.